Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Saturday, May 6th, and we are here trying to help you make sense of your financial life, or maybe just think through a particular decision that is in front of you. It could be a new job, could be a new house. We would love to hear from you. Just go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click on the Contact Us button. Let us know if you'd be willing to come on the air. Now, while you're on the website, why don't you buy my book? Aren't you going to be happy when I stop talking about the book? I may by the end of the year. But I reserve the right, Mark, to continue to really agitate for book sales for 2023. And then next year, I'll do something else. Who knows? If you would like, all of the links to where you can buy the book are right on the website, jillonmoney.com. The book is called The Great Money Reset. It is based on my conversations with so many of you. And I just think it's a really good way, a guideline, a framework, so that you can make smarter decisions in your financial life, in your real life, and then also make sure you pay attention to the money as well. You can also subscribe to our new service. It's called Jill on Money Live, where you have access to quarterly live webinars and special content from time to time. A whopping $35 gets you a year of quarterly webinars and all that extra content. So check it out. Okay, today we're talking to Kelly, who's on the line with us from North Carolina.
Little background on myself. I am 27 going on 50. And I say that kind of jokingly because my financial goal is to retire by age 50. By that point, I want to work because I want to, not because I have to. That's probably easier said than done because I don't have a wife and kids in the picture right now, but wanted to get a report card from you pretty much to see where I am as far as being on track and what else I can do to make that process reality.
Okay, great. So first of all, are you working right now?
Yes. So background on myself, I am in sales right now in a tech role. So I'm in the ballpark of about 100,000 annually. No debt right now. I have the exception of a primary mortgage and 2 investment properties. So I'm working to scale the real estate side to get at least 1 or 2 properties a year, eventually supplement my full-time income with the real estate side.
Wow. Wait a minute. You said you're 27. You own your own house, right? You own a house, your primary. How much is that worth?
So the primary right now, I can get about 210 on the market and I owe about 180. So I've had it for about a year and a half.
Great. Tell me about the rental property. Same deal. Give me the fair market value and the outstanding mortgage amount.
So the properties are pretty inexpensive. Just to put it in perspective, one of the mortgages is about $140 a month. But the property value for the first one is $34,000, and I think I've got about $8,000 in equity. And then the same with the second property is now worth $20,000, and I've got about $8,000 after doing some renovations.
Hold on a second, I don't understand. $34,000 for a house?
That's what you get in the South.
What? This is insanity. Okay, so these are super cheap, and your primary, you're happy there. You want to kind of stick around. Is that the game plan?
Eventually, it'll become part of the investment portfolio. At the time, I told myself I wanted to get my hands on a house because it just made more sense to own rather than rent. It's a fairly new property. It's only about 4 years old, so I haven't had the busted water heater or any HVAC issues or anything like that. So knock on wood, so far it's been so good.
That's fantastic. So let me ask you a question about this. This is kind of intriguing to me. So you've got this income. You're able to buy these rental properties. Are you contributing to your retirement account?
Yeah, so I am maxing out the 6% contribution through my company. I just recently switched that over to a Roth 401k. That was actually one of the questions that I had, but I'll get to that in a second. Outside of that, because my retirement age is going to be 50, I'm working on a brokerage account. This is split up between Edward Jones and Robinhood. Mm-hmm. So I do have a little bit of a cushion there of about 50,000, and the 401 at work is about 100,000.
So the 401k was the traditional 401k before you started using the Roth 401k, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you're putting 6% into the Roth 401k because your company matches up to 6%, correct?
That's right.
Okay. You have an emergency reserve fund that's not the Edward Jones or the Robinhood accounts?
Yeah, so I've got about 8 months saved up for my emergency fund, and then like I said, the equity on the properties too.
Hmm. Okay. I get the game plan. I get that you want to do the rental property. I think you could be putting more into your retirement account. I think you should be putting more money into the Roth 401k. Not that say that you're in a low tax bracket, but you probably have some good write-offs because of the rental property. It sounds like if you're doing 100 grand a year right now and you're 27, you're probably going to be making more money in the future. So I like using that Roth, and I think that Roth would be great for you. I'm not such a huge fan of going crazy and buying so much rental property because it's like any other asset class. Essentially, I don't want you to be overextended in any one asset class unless, you really think, Kelly, that this is something you're going to do, when you're 50, is that you're going to be the landlord and the management company all rolled into one. So I really would want you to focus on that Roth 401k. Do you think that you could make that happen?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was something else that I just recently figured out. I guess that it was a question that I was one of those that you don't know what you don't know. So with the Roth, I just spoke to the brokerage company, and they mentioned that there's about 57,000 right now that could be converted to a Roth 401.
I mean, look, I don't think you need to convert anything. I think that you just put new money into the Roth. So I don't think you have to take the tax hit right now and convert it. But I do think that it makes sense that you bump up your Roth. In other words, instead of 6%, I'd max out the Roth 401k. In a few years, you're going to be, you're going to be flipping. You're going to all of a sudden say like, oh, my Roth 401k is worth way more than my traditional, and leave the traditional alone.
Okay.
If you would like to join us to discuss whatever is going on in your financial life, just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and there's a box there. It says, if you're willing to come on the air, just check the box, and Mark does everything else. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter right there on the website. You can get it at JillOnMoney.com. Don't forget to leave us a rating and review, and do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.